Okay, now it says go.
Okay,
Go
live
live.
stream. Okay, got it.
Okay, I have no idea what just happened yet. It looks like we're on.
Nice. I have 2 Romas.
Beautiful.
I love it.
We're turning this off. Ah, wait. Hi, everyone. So we're figuring it all out. Do you see me, baby girl?
I see you frozen. Cute, yet frozen.
It still says
you're
done.
back.
We don't,
Okay.
yet I can
see.
hear myself. So I'm glad we jumped on earlier. 11:57. We'll have 3 more minutes to figure it out while everybody's getting in here. I'm going to mute myself and figure it out. Okay, you hear me now, baby?
Yep.
Okay, I guess I get to only stop the live that is going. And interesting. Yeah, we were figuring. I love it. I love it. I love it how a lot of stuff are quite of an expansion, Liraz, for you and I, right? So welcome, welcome, welcome. While everybody's still getting together, we jumped on a few minutes earlier to make sure our the technical part of us that doesn't have to freak out or be pressured by time. Hence, while I'm still playing to set myself most comfortably, we're about to start sharing everything about that transformational ripple, right, of your magnificent flow. So I'm loving it because I can see Liraz now clearly, and I can see myself clearly. Perfect. And I don't hear any extra stuff. And let's see now if it's all working on the other side. Okay, yes, it only looks. So how come I don't see you on live, Lee?
That I'm not sure. Are you on your phone or the computer?
Yes, I'm on my YouTube and I'm looking at you, yet people only so far sees me. That cannot be. I see this.
And I put my makeup on and everything for this.
I didn't. I got back out of mood. Oh, they do when you speak. Speak.
La 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 la. Sing.
I love it. Okay, so somehow we are not really together. And I mean, I'm okay by that, I think. Yes. Yet when you're going to be shared, they're going to be looking only at you. And when I will share, they will be looking at me. So if anybody is on this live stream, welcome, welcome, welcome. And do you hear us well? You can always put a comment in there and make sure that, yeah, we have all the sound on. I mean, I hear myself already pretty well. So we will see how's it all working out for us. Our apologies right off the bat. My apologies. I take responsibility. If internet goes off, the connection's been crazy in general, and as we have set up 3 modems around us, and things are still not working so smoothly as it used to. So maybe it's including everybody's energies and earth energies and all these stuff, right? Maybe it's glitching, whatever is happening, we're going to flow with it. Lee, are you ready to start sharing? And are you ready to support others through your own experience?
Absolutely.
Yay, perfect. So I will sum it up what we are doing this hour up until up to the hour, right? Lee, keep an eye on this, because when this beauty starts sharing, I can be very quiet, but once I start sharing, it ain't easy to stop. So last live, a week ago or two, whatever that was, me, Lee, and Jonathan shared in general what is that transformational ripple, very surface like. Yet, as you heard, if somebody didn't watch it, go and watch our previous live. That's where we're building up to today, and today is building up to our masterclass on the 29th. And I'm sharing why we're doing it that way, and it's not like 1 hour thing. To be very honest, it is already almost impossible for me sometimes to give you the information that I really want to give you, and especially when it's an hour. Lee, you've been in this progress, in this process, working within for more than 2.5 years. Do you trust that it's possible for you to put everything in an hour and a half, right? Or an hour? Not so much.
That is not possible. No.
Here you go. So
little by little, half an hour at a time.
Exactly. And on the top of it, it's quite a bit to process sometimes. So that's why people really love, in pieces, like you just said. And the surface, like why we're talking about it, we gave you last live, right? There was a huge ripple effect once you start figuring out how and what that self-realization process is, what that transformational process is, and what to do with it, and how to actually use it for your own benefit, meaning for your growth, for maybe a little more ease, maybe a little more peace, right? Like whatever success means to you. Now, this life, as last one was very surface and transformational, and some Lee's experiences as well she shared, we're going a little bit more into detail. I'll ask some questions of Lee, and through her experience, will support you to start putting that flow, that big picture of like, okay, what do I actually do? I don't have, let's say you don't have a coach, okay? Let's say you're not about to hire a coach, because all the process, coach supports a lot, yet you get to do the work either way. So if you're right now going to declare and decide and step into some kind of a process, some kind of a work, coach or no coach, in the long run, you will set yourself for a win, beautiful beings, okay? So a big process, Leah, I'm going to share with them quick how it looks like, right? So per se, you walk in, first of all, you want to decide the clarity of your vision. You really want to get down to the bottom. Do like other things that you desire really yours? Are you desiring the family and the kids now because the society says so? And or do you really feel it in your heart? Do you want to lose weight because you look ugly and feel bad and society says it, right? That you are not fitting in some kind of a per se beauty template or whatever that is, or actually because you want to. So that's number one, right? Getting a little bit more of clarity, like what do you want? What do I want? Body being balanced, meaning how my relationships looks and so on. Once you have that clear picture, and we're really building you up, all beautiful people, to, even if you're not going to come in the masterclass, you will have some of the tools already after today's live. Yet, if you come into our masterclass, that's where we literally going to go into focus and laser and create your flow. So this live stream will share and touch as much as we can on how does it look, the experiences, what was the ripple, right? Like if Lee took care of the body, what was the ripple? If she took care of her inner relationship with herself, what was the ripple outside of there? How did she dance when some things didn't flow so well, right? Like she kept committing, promising to herself, didn't show up. How do you go about it? And literally in the class, we'll break it all down. We'll support you. It's like, it's the closest to not having a coach yet understanding this process, meaning we'll support you with the tips from all the experiences of all these years and all of these students and clients, and even myself including, right? Like so many experiences are messing it all up, and so many experiences are fully aligning as well. So we're sharing the like tips of what is really going to simulate. What are the first times when you're really F it up, right, Lee? Like, more or less, there's some of us, like, you will see the pattern. The majority of us, like, gonna get stuck here, right? And then majority of us gonna judge hardcore. So the class will allow you to literally sit down, absolutely, glass of water, notebook, and a pen, and you are putting your desires, right, your vision, then your daily flow, day to day. So again, even if you don't do the shadow work, because this process where we are here for, Lee and I get on a call once a week, and sometimes even if they get to have a little more support or there is an extra question, we chit chat even off the coaching call as well. And these are the calls where you face the fears, where you do the shadows, meaning I have my flow, I set it up, I saw the vision, right? Now I step into the flow. And then inside of the flow, throughout the experiences, Lee, let's say, is experiencing some kind of friction or resistance in one area. Hence, the call is we sit and we face that fear, and we face and we shift it, and we figure out why is it not working? Where is the rest of the iceberg, right? The iceberg is just here, but where is the rest? That's subconscious. Why Lee says that's how my relationships look like, and yet something is holding her back because the relationships don't look like that, meaning there is a protection mode in her subconscious. There is something in her subconscious. So these coaching calls are very valuable. Your shadow work, beautiful beings, one of the most valuable things. And shadow work, we heard a lot about it, yet again, you don't have to go and start Googling everything shadow work. Ask yourself honest questions. Being raw and intimate and honest, 100% honest within yourself in the middle, that's a good shadow work as well. Like, hey, beautiful girl, right? Looking in the mirror. What have you not done for, like, what have you not done for, where have you not been showing up for yourself? Like asking that question into the mirror. So this is a big part of our coaching. Yet again, if you are not willing yet to face all your fears, if you are not ready to hire a coach to join the challenge, and again, it doesn't have to be a consciousness coach. You can even join meditation group. Like if they're aligning their chakras and you're meeting once a week, like that's going to be a big support. That's going to be accountability. Maybe you can have a friend or a group of friends and say, okay, I figure out which flow am I experiencing next 4 weeks, and you going to support me. Okay. So that's kind of a side notes. Again, everyday consistent repetition, depositing towards your vision. Ooh, how nice, right? I'm rhyming sometimes. And the bigger shadow work, every week still, right? Facing those fears, checking in what is working, what is not, checking in where is the resistance, checking in if the full alignment or there is a gap. On the top of it, right? You're always making sure that eventually you start seeing your results that you want to see. If that's not happening, results is another ultimate coach for you. If you don't hire a coach, your results right now in your finances, the way you feel in your body, the way you feel in your relationships, how easy or hard things are, these are your results. It's a best coach ever. Because again, if you have the results that you're fully not aligning with, something gets to shift here. That's all. And then if you are willing to open yourself up to, what's the shift here? Then you can dive again into all the shadow works, into this everyday repetition. Something will come up. Things gonna start looking, feeling a little bit different as well. So the biggest thing that we are diving right now straight in is your expansion within. Okay. So again, the coach gonna come in and facing your fears, very important. Absolutely, yes. Because again, until you don't face them, you don't know the subconscious, the iceberg. And it's very hard to see yourself inside of an action. Lee, correct? Like when we're in action, it's like, I kind of knew it, but here you go. And yet nobody going to be able to do the work that you required, I will use the word here, required to do for you fully to be able to shift. The expansion has to happen within you. So if Lee wants to shift anything, no matter how much shadow work we do here, if she is not every day expanding within energies in all these areas, whatever she wants to see outside shift, nothing can happen really. We'll continue doing shadow work, but if she's not stepping into her bold self, if she's not stepping into her oh, absolutely amazing, beautiful wife, right, and authentic intimate relation with her, if she doesn't step into these ways of being, nothing can happen anyways, right? So the big ship won't happen. And the beauty of all the transformational process, I will say, is because really it's so little in the beginning that you get to commit to. You don't get to overwhelm yourself. And that's one tip of the that we're going to go into masterclass. Lee, a lot of us overwhelm ourselves when we start the process because we want to manifest all the results right now, in the now, all of them right now. And again, that's where we keep collecting that I failed, I didn't follow through, look, I started it, I didn't finish. No need. It's a very small shift. So let's dive in. How do you do that expansion within? Lee, first question is this: how did it seem to you? Like, what was your thoughts or feelings or ideas? How did you even see it all in the beginning when you're starting this process? And all of what we actually did and talked, right? It was like you pouring into yourself, meaning every day she had some kind of a vision, some kind of a goal, some kind of a clarity about what is she's being with her body. And you can write it down, beautiful beings. What is she being with her being? Meaning, how is she feeling about the world and herself? Is she grounded? Is she like, all over the place, overthinking, overwhelmed, right? A lot of times that's our being. Or is she, even if there is a lot going on into her head, can she feel a little peace here? Can she feel the knowing here, right? So her ways of being, her balances, she started pouring into all of her balances. Balances are all of your relationships: relationship with yourself, relationship with other, romantic, mother, sister. Let's say me, I walked for 3 months, worked with me and my mom. And then the next 3 months, it was me and myself. So let's say, and then the last, not least, is your business. I call it business, yet it is more of your expression here on 3D. So maybe you're working for someone, yet it's still your work, and that's where you want to continue focusing. Maybe you're going up the career ladder, whatever that is. Maybe it's your own business. Maybe you're actually at home and it's you remodeling or changing some stuff at home. Maybe it's a project of the garden, whatever that is. Again, your expression in here. And a lot of times we make sure, again, that is keeps leading you towards your passions, right? That keeps leading you to manifesting finances easy as well, because the more energies you're aligned, the luckier you become, right? So I am asking for Lee to come in, and from the first, how did it seem? How did it feel? Your biggest takeaway, from like, oh yes, you pouring into yourself, and now it's expanding. Now you know that, right?
Now I know it. Yeah.
Yes. So how was it there? Because I want the people, I trust that for the people that are listening, if they're not fully in that process, right? And again, you've been doing it for so long, and bravo for your enormous commitment and shifts. And I keep celebrating Lee. Look, I have goosebumps. Hence, again, she is here, and she's starting to staff, and she's starting to assistant coach as well. And she's open to experiencing and getting better at it. And again, I trust she will take this quantum living lifestyle, take whatever she needs from it, and stand on my shoulders and build up many more people on her shoulders, maybe even using this information, in utilizing this information in way better ways, or maybe explaining it better. I don't know. And yeah, I trust that's, we're all building each other up. So go, baby girl.
Okay, so the very beginning was actually a high. It was a high because it was the first time after 3 hours of listening to one of the seminars. It was the first time that I even realized that I wasn't ever doing, I never stopped to think what I wanted to do. So there was a high there of discovering, realizing, oh my God, this is what my dad told me I should do. This is what my kindergarten teacher told me. This is what my first grade teacher told me. Nothing was mine. Nothing was really mine. And it wasn't scary. It was exciting. There were scary parts that came after the initial excitement, which was actually uncovering where all the fears come from, where the traumas started, and things like that. And then we started with the process of journaling and even understanding what pouring into myself means. What does it even mean to self-love? Which is something that I always thought I can't put myself first. That's the most selfish thing
In the world, she
ever.
keeps
So
getting
I
stuck.
avoided my whole life putting myself first. Yeah, yeah. I avoided my whole life putting myself first, and it took a few months to really shift that mindset to, starting to see results when I actually did put myself first, and I felt better. And by feeling better, everything around me felt better, not only to me, but to other people too. Because when I was miserable, I was miserable company. So, and really, it didn't click in the beginning, yet it did in just a few weeks or a couple of months. And then started the journaling. And the journaling was also a slow start. I wasn't really sure what to write at all. And then when I started, I couldn't stop. And it was pages and pages and pages. And I had so much to say to myself, to the group, to anybody who wanted to really hear it. I used to even send it to random friends and, hey, I'm journaling. Like I got very excited about it, and it felt like a relief every time. Every time, even when the times that I started and it felt difficult and challenging, and I literally sat there and wrote, wow, I've been sitting here for a few minutes now. I have nothing to say. I don't know what to write. And then all of a sudden, 8 pages. So that was my first experience. And what really supported me was the frame of the journaling. So not just going and puking everything, yet having some sort of an agenda with journaling, an agenda to have a goal for the day, for the month, for the 90 days, an agenda to make sure that I am putting down what I'm grateful for, because this is, again, something that I've never even thought of before. It was always complaining about what's not working
Correct.
and what doesn't feel right, and completely forgetting that there are a gazillion more things that I get to be grateful for every day. And in the beginning, it was 10 things. That was like before I even started journaling, you told me, find 10 things to be grateful for. In the beginning, it sounded like, what do you mean? I have all of these problems. What do you mean? How am I going to find 10 things? And after a couple of months, I could write 100 and 200 things without even stopping. So that was a very important shift in mindset, from focusing on what I don't have or the things I have that I see as problems, to how about I focus on all the things that I've achieved, all the things that I have, all the things that I wanted and got, all the people that I have around me. So that was a huge, huge shift.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So before the question, first of all, you are saying, right, that really focusing on something that is working for you. And again, beautiful beings, most of you already aware how all of the manifestation works and reality works, right? It's wherever the focus goes, energy flows. And because we grew up in such a shame and blame culture, from being the tiniest beings, right? The tiniest human beings, the natural thing to do was always to pinpoint finger outside. Either it was your emotional disturbance, right? Like somebody made you feel that way. Either it was your health, right? We went outside and got the pill and got the advice and make it easier for us. Like it never even like, how's your food? Like it's funny. The doctors doesn't say, first of all, any problem you have, how's your nutrition? Right? And no, take the pill. Don't worry about the nutrition or anything. Um, per se, it's a romantic relationship. Really, very few people I know that when they split, they still have a full respect for each other and love for each other as they did in the beginning. And I don't understand why, because life is life and you're all going to do all kinds of things together for sure. You know, the good and the bad and the ugly. Yet again, these are literally our prints in so deeply programmed that it's never my fault. The world is doing it to me. Life is doing it to me, and they are to fault, right? They are to be guilty. So that's beautiful because what she did, and that is very, very important, right? When Lee looked, what you shared, right? Lee looked at some visions. She understood that some of them are, most of them are not even hers. And she did most of the stuff because of the family, the school, the culture, and so on. As she starts figuring out how to go about all it, she starts pouring into herself. What is that self-love? What is that pouring? Now she's like, ooh, I start feeling something, right? So, and she starts focusing on her gratitude to begin with. And that is the template. You do always want to start with some gratitude in your rising routine, right? Anything. Maybe it's your body part. Maybe it's a sunny day. Maybe it's a rainy day and you can declare and decide that you're going to let yourself sleep all day. Like that's great gratitude. And that is already a perfect day, right? And thank you, Lee, for sharing that in the beginning was uncomfortable. Really, a lot of us, everyone included, especially in the beginning of the self-realization, is in the beginning of the empowerment, because we're so used to, again, this powerless feeling and powerless way of being. It's almost hard to put your name on what you love about your life the most. You know how many people don't even put their names or put at the last, right? Like, what do you love about your life the most? Well, first of all, of course, me, because without me, there is no life. And the more I feel, as Lee shared already so beautifully, when I was miserable, that's what rippled out. Now, when I start feeling better and a little more at ease, and something is aligning and clicking within, that is the ripple that we're having. Boof. Not really boof. It seems natural now, right? It seems so a norm. Like that's a standard, of course. If if I talk, if I would talk to a friend the way usually you used to talk to yourself, Lee, like if you would talk to a friend the way you used to beat yourself up, we wouldn't have friends. We never talk to friends like this. We don't allow ourselves to talk to anyone like this the way we talk to ourselves. And
Right.
imagine how many years have you beaten yourself up till that point that I asked you to write 10 gratitude things.
40.
And she got
If you
mad.
must know.
And she got mad that in all the 40 years, I asked her to find 10 things she's grateful about life. And it's excuse me. How dare you? Like that, does everyone is comprehending and starting to grasp on like how deeply we are in survival in this quantum field for most of our lives? It's ridiculous. Like 40 years beating myself up. Now give me 10 amazing things about your life. Roma, leave me alone. I have problems. Like, here you go. Hence, again, that's where your focus is. What do you think? Yep. What do you think you're going to get back? Not the wins, because you can't even focus on the wins yourself. So that's beautiful. She's starting. So the pouring into yourself is, what is that pouring into yourself, right? Body being balanced, business, showing up in the ways doing everything you can to put yourself in as easy being as you can. Maybe sometimes it's as focused. So whatever is really needed. The kind of the, I will say, a rule, right? A thumb rule, maybe, or a rule number one for all of this process and progress for all the quantum living lifestyle, especially the way I work. I'm more so the way I work. A lot of coaches maybe work differently. Definitely respect for everyone, and that's what's beautiful. That the more authentic the more authentic process, the more I have my own heart and my own experiences in it, I do keep attracting like ideal clients from me, right? And then because again, we're all beautiful puzzles, pieces of puzzle, and we all have unique gifts, and we all get to share it with each other, and hence expanding and growing and supporting each other immensely. So okay, pouring into yourself, is that what you start understanding that self-love is? And at this point, if then you did not know, how does that look like? Expanding your energy within, because again, beautiful beings, whatever within, without, as above so below. And more energy you expand within, the more ease, the more love, the less of friction, the less of anxiety, the fragmented parties, the anger, right? The pain on the livers and all these stuff. The more flow you get through your life force, you get through your body as a flow, meaning again, the more connection you have through the source, everything is starting to become a pure synchronicity, right? So share now, what does it mean to you? And at this moment, what do you understand about self-care? What do you understand about that commitment? And then go a little bit into, okay, if laser, like at this moment, what do you think and feel about your body, and really what it required, right? Like you being your balance. So whatever that is, go. Thank you.
You did break up a little bit for me, so I
Mm.
didn't get the whole question.
Okay, it's funny because I think there was a
So if
little
you can,
breakup for you yet. Okay, so the question is going to be this: at this moment, what is that commitment? What is that self-love? Because you said I didn't even understand what self-love is, how to pour it into yourself. So as now, as let's say you would get to teach someone right now, someone is asking, Lee, what do I do tomorrow? Give me tomorrow, what do I do? And go. How does it look like? How does it feel? Whatever that is.
for me, what it looks like is I have my morning routine, my rising routine, which is always the journaling. Then I have during the day, I take at least 10 minutes. I will ground so I feel better. I will lay on the ground or walk barefoot, which is again something that up until 3 years ago was the most ridiculous thing if anybody told me that. Yet I feel it. Every time I go outside, and even if I have resistance because today I'm not having the best energy or whatnot, if I actually make it and I go outside and I sit outside in the sun or on the grass or whatever, I will automatically feel better. So that's what works for me. And and doing the work with the body, which for me is mainly the stretching, looking at myself in the mirror, finding all of the things that I absolutely love about myself. And no, I don't always see only things that I love, but at this point I see mostly things that I love, and the ones that I'm not crazy about are they're just not important at all. They don't have precedence, they don't have the main stage. So they're just not important. That's what it looks like for me. And commitment wise, something that was very important for me to understand, and I couldn't have gotten to anywhere without understanding it, was that commitment can be shifted. This was a moment that really changed my whole routine, my ability to self-love. Because before, if I ever gave a word, whether it was to myself or somebody else, in my head, in my mind, there was absolutely no possibility of me breaking that word or shifting to something else. And that was a huge moment, realizing that I can, that I am allowed, that I have it's my decision. I can shift. If this commitment didn't work for me, okay, I gave it a shot. I gave it a fair shot. I went all in. It's not working. I'm going to shift it to something else. So that was huge for me. And
Love
yeah.
it. Can I interrupt you for a second right here? So let me elaborate a little bit as well. As a commitment itself, showing up no matter what, showing up no matter what, showing up no matter if you're at the 10% battery or you're 100% battery, showing up no matter if you want to or don't want to, yet in a ways that it aligns.
Yes.
That's what Lee is saying, because the commitment description for us before, right? You said to somebody something like, whatever that is. And especially if society is holding us for that form, right? Like, okay, this is the commitment. Now I'm getting married. And it's a little bit more of a commitment for society as well. And now we don't get divorced, right? Per se, Eastern European families a while ago, right? Like, you don't get divorced no matter what. You don't, because you just don't get divorced. It's not about your happiness. It's not about your alignment. It's not about if things are working. It's not about if actually your kids getting even value you being together. Maybe they're actually getting scarred. It does not matter. No matter what, you don't get divorced. That's what she's saying. She's saying that it allowed her to step in fully into the commitment and consistently show up and notice if it's not aligning and not working, then Lee could always easily to step back, look at all of it and shift and recommit. So meaning you're still committing and you're showing up fully, yet you're only showing up to what is yes, to what aligns with you, to what adds you value. You declare how your energy will be utilized. You declare what you're going to use it for or not. Okay, so that's a little bit of clarification. Love the grounding that you shared. Yes, all of the tribe members that we work with, every day they send rising journals, evening journals. Every day they pour into their body, into their soul and heart and the way they feel, into their relationships, and into their work, project, finances, whatever that expression is for you, right? All of us gather and do shadow work. All of us support and share everything. So again, sometimes Lee has a breakthrough and somebody in the other journal reading her journal has a breakthrough as well. That's another thing, how you keep beautifully leveling up. So per se, what was the most surprising for you, Lee, when you start feeling the shifts, when you start feeling, especially talk more so, because people are always interested, like, oh, I start seeing outside of me a shift, right? There somebody else was different with me. Something else was especially these. Although I say the biggest one is the way you feel inside. The biggest one is that you can conquer that ease. That is your birthright. The freedom is your birthright. The freedom of these choices to where to commit, where to know. It's your birthright. And we've been following the wrong crowd. Now we're becoming the crowd. Okay, you don't get to follow it. You don't need to follow anyone. Follow your own heart and utilize the tools that you're learning and seeing and reading from everywhere. Lee can bring in her own information and knowledge if she wants into this process. It doesn't have to come from Roma at all. In fact, the more the merrier. Yet the most important is, I don't care how much Lee really knows. If she doesn't know how to embody it, doesn't do heck for us. Not going to do anything. You can't embody it like this, right? If you can't embody, the ripple not going to be strong, if any, right? And then another thing why I love Lee, the way we work, because I keep looking at like bigger, per se, do only group coachings, right? Or stuff. Yet, no, because when Lee shifts deeply, profoundly, meaning to the core, when another member, right, take retail, shifts to the core, um their family shift, and so fast, it's insane. And even families, some of them, they shift, and they're great, and some of them shift and they gotta conquer their own stuff because it's in their face, because of her, she's holding that higher frequency, so they either gotta face some stuff or they gotta bounce. So that's another, for me, like, really brain exploding evidence constantly. People around them fully shift, environment around them fully shift. Lee, your house doesn't look like your house at all. Looks like your house, but everything, the way you flow, the way you like things, it's so different now, right? Like, it's beautiful as well. So, body being balanced business, you came in, you saw commitment is not with the cemented in you, and again, does it allow you to explore more, and does it allow you to go all in more?
Absolutely, because there used to be one thing that was the only way or the only right thing, and that's the thing I followed blindly. And now everything is a thing. It may be a thing for me and it may not be a thing for me, but I'm not going to know unless I give it a shot. And then I know. And if it's not for me, I move on to something else. And the possibilities are endless. They really are. Sometimes so endless that it's a little challenging to choose what to go with next. So it's a different, in a different way, in an opposite way. And yes, I will say that the most important thing was how I started feeling inside and experiencing one day without anxiety, and then experiencing 3 days without anxiety, a week without anxiety, which I did not know was a possibility for me ever. And then the second thing was how my environment reacted, or, I mean, when I
Responded,
started
or
shifting, responded, yeah, which both happened.
yeah, yeah,
Responded and reacted.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
So in my immediate circle, with my husband, with my very close friends, I got some nice response. And if I went a tiny bit on the outside, most of it crumbled. Most of it just faded away. It did not align anymore. I felt differently. I wanted to feel more joy. I wanted to do things that align with me, and it wasn't aligning with them because I was no longer giving them only the answers they wanted to hear,
You
or
mean,
pleasing them until I was blue in the face. And yeah, so, and the beauty of it is that I really didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to get either this or the other. Yet when it didn't work, when it didn't no longer align, they just fell off completely from my life.
amen, amen.
So that was something that came very easily, that I didn't even expect. And you actually told me about it a few months before I even went into the process. And then the first 2 months of the process, I think 5 people were gone, just like that.
Yeah,
Gone.
yeah, yeah.
And on the other end of it, me and Randy have never been this close. And it doesn't mean that we don't have our disputes and we don't have our disagreements and all of that, yet we have different ways of dealing with them with respect for each other.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Yeah. And that's the thing, because things are shifting around you. You are fully focused on your energies within. You're diving in, you're pouring, body being balanced business, right? Your gratitude, you're doing the shadow work. Every time you're stuck, you have support, you reach out, right? Sometimes it's with the coach, sometimes you share on the group, and sometimes you have support from all the group and they're like, oh, I felt the same, and no, right? So amazing. And that's continuing growing and expanding your energy that allows for full reality imagery, whatever, to start shifting, right? So as body being balanced and business, super important. So you kind of took through the day a little bit. through your day, like, right, you're grounding. So journaling is an amazing thing for your being. Journaling will be always something that everyone can let out, kind of brain dump, hard dump, right? Like whatever is heavy sitting here, whatever is heavy sitting, too much sitting here, it's amazing. Yet making sure that you focus on gratitude, making sure that you're declaring who are you being today, right? So Lee always finishes with like, I am this and that, and I am this and that. Maybe sometimes it's a, today's a romantic dinner with my Randy, right, with her husband. So she is declaring she's an I am sensual, sexual, magnetic, best wife ever, right? And she steps into this energy. Now, as you go through the flow, talk a little bit before we're going to finish. And then again, masterclass, you're going to come in and we're going to sit down and we're going to literally walk you through the flow and give you as many tools as we can to show you what did. And then Lee as well going to share where she gets stuck the most and what to expect sometimes here. I will add as well from my experiences. Yet right now, if you're looking at all of your flow day-to-day basis, so what was the easier ways, what was the easier to adapt, right? Like, was it the journal, was it your body, was it your meditations? Like meditations, if I told you, Lee, and I did tell Lee 13 years ago to come with me to meditation camp, I'm going to repeat this joke it became a joke now.
Oh,
I will repeat it till the end of my days, I think. And she didn't tell me. She thought about it. I think she would share it with somebody. But then later on, she told me, probably last year, she told me, I thought I lost a friend. Like, I'm going to become the one of the cuckoos. And she told me, wow, she's going to become the one that hugs the trees. And now Lee is right across the street in the park next to her home, hugging those trees like no tomorrow. So I love that. I love that. Business as well. So if you take the flow, what was easier for you to adapt, what was like really blew your mind, what was maybe hard, or whatever is sticking out for you from your flow while you were creating as well. And again, there's plenty of tools. Let's say for being, she can meditate, she can do affirmations, she can journal, she can do tapping, she can do ground. Like, we give you a body, you have a lot of tools, balance, a lot of tools, from taking them to the dates, to appreciating them, to appreciating yourself, to creating like a different vision and goal together, right? Like, so there's so much. Yet from your own experiences, easier things, heavier things, getting stuck, whatever.
The easiest was the gratitude. 100%. That clicked very quickly, and it shifted the energy very quickly. Journaling in general was easy. There were a few things within the journaling that were a little tricky. Yet in general, sharing what I have, no matter what, even if I didn't follow everything every day, still showing up and sharing was always a relief, always made me feel better. And the grounding. The grounding was, didn't think it would be, but it was easy because, again, every time I went outside, I really noticed within a few minutes that I feel better, no matter what, no matter how I felt when I left the house. So that was very easy. Affirmations came easier before meditation. Now meditation is easy too.
Yes.
Yeah. Those were the easiest. Are we going into trickiest, or we're leaving this?
Go. Yeah. You can. Okay. You can. Yeah. Go for a little.
So the trickiest was finding sharing what I'm feeling today truthfully and feeling authentic about what I'm sharing. So if I'm experiencing not the best energy today, if I'm experiencing myself being challenged with something, feeling heavy, saying that in a way that doesn't put myself down, and then in my declarations saying the exact opposite, which felt in the beginning like I'm literally sitting there and I'm lying to myself. I didn't click for a few months. It didn't click, but when it clicked, it clicked. So now I have no issues at all saying what I'm being today, even if it's really today, apologies group, today I'm feeling like shit. Okay. Up until now, I'm feeling like shit. Yet in my declarations of who am I being, I am amazing. I feel at ease. I feel powerful. I feel this, because this is what I am manifesting for my day, regardless of what I feel right now in this specific moment. So that was a little tricky to step into, to understand, and yeah.
I love it. And allow me to add a little bit here, elaborate. And a lot of people in the beginning, as it's hard, right? It feels as it is hard to find these 10 grateful things to be for, 10 amazing things in your life, something that you love about yourself, per se. Yes, her body, by the way, is been forming and shaping so beautifully. And Lee is many sizes smaller, without really focusing only losing all the weight, more so focusing being in balance and alignment and feeling great into her in her body. And I see her body shape shift in front of my eyes, beautiful beings. Because again, the way you show up for all of these parts of you is not only through physical action or inspired action, it's through your emotions, it's through your thinking, it's through your thoughts, right? As she shared, if I didn't work out today, if I didn't, by the way, I did Muay Thai. I love my Muay Thai early. So if you didn't, yet if I didn't work out, and maybe I wouldn't even make it to evening anything, I will make sure that I took a salt bath, that I stretched in the salt bath, that I acknowledged, as Lee shared, myself in the mirror, right? That I acknowledge all the parts, that I maybe, then treat my body a little bit different. Like if I didn't work out, right? Maybe I will eat or drink more water. Like, okay, I will still add, and I will add emotional love to it. And I will add and send mental electric thoughts to it, that it's absolutely divine, correct? So that's another thing. All the balance we're approaching from all of these bodies as well, your emotional, your mental, your physical, right? So you're sending a thought to your husband, you are writing appreciation, you're feeling it. And then at the end, you actually reserving a date, right? Or planning out a date, right? And so all of these business the same. I know how I feel emotionally about it. I know how what I have mentally about it. I know exactly how am I connected spiritually and purposely with it as well. And then it's financial as well, right? Finances and clients and counting and results and all this stuff. So you keep connecting all of these bodies beautifully. Guess what happens? Eventually, you will open up yourself to a possibility, Kundalini awakening, light body on, DNA activation, more traumas you're clearing from within your body, right? More body is able to tune in. And what a beautiful way. If you understand and understand and overstand the flow, your own magnificent flow. Thank you for sharing that you liked the frame. I give you an amazing frame, an amazing blueprint of what works. Why? Because it worked for me. I don't say that every single thing has to work for you. What works for you, you will figure it out. Yet it works. So the signature that you want to put on all this frame of healing yourself, self-realizing yourself, it is absolutely up to you. And it's very authentic to you. And that's where you dive in, experience everything. Like Lee said, I'm going to try everything all in and then see if it aligns. And then if it doesn't align, I put it on the side. Yet by this time, Lee, from being someone that, on quite a bit, she shared the last life, by the way, go share, watch her our last life as well, because she does share about having prescription pills for many years, right? Having these labels, right? Like, okay, Lee, who is Lee? Anxiety, right? Like straight to that. So taking all these labels off, absolutely shifting the way she feels and looks, zero prescription pills, right? At this point, handling and flowing through her relationships, disturbances, and everything with such a beautiful, empowered ways of being. So beautiful, so many beautiful, yeah. Whatever. A non-native speaker. So again, some words for me come funny, right? I trust you enjoy it. And as you see all this flow, as now you see how many more tools you have, Lee. Because again, somebody that came in with this body, with the way of feeling, the way you felt about yourself, the way you felt about the world, what do you think, even what do you thought even about finances per se? So take, it's literally 2 minutes, right? The last few minutes are laser. So if you take yourself ways of being back then and right now, whatever comes up, like how different you feel, how, because people kind of like, okay, what do you mean? And the funny thing is some of us don't even know what that is feels like. And I bet, again, Lee did not. That's why she didn't believe it. And at this point, why beautifully, she does not need to believe it. Believe is a doubt. That's why you hanged on to all the beliefs. It wasn't really yours. It was given to you. You thought you know, yet you didn't know. Now what she does, she doesn't need to believe, right? She has something presented, she tries it on, and she knows it works and doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, she doesn't even need to believe in it. It's out of the window. Done. It doesn't work for her. So yeah, what would be your biggest wins at the moment, per se, from your body to your being balanced in business? If like one win each, per se. Because there's more.
Okay, so body, loving my own body. No matter how I woke up in the morning, I am loving my body. It's, and it is changing very quickly, and I'm loving it in whatever fluctuation that it presents itself. I love it. I give it love, and it feels different. I never thought I could even say these words. It's amazing.
Do you look different?
Feeling is I look very different. Maybe we'll share at some point what it was when we met the first time and what it is now. I look very different, and I'm really happy, and I can experience things bodily with ease. I could not do a 10% of the things I can do now. So that's a huge win. Whatever I feel like, I have no limitations. I have my limitations here still, here and there, about what I want to do or not, but I have no limitations of what I could do if I decided to. So that is huge.
Love it.
Being experiencing is the biggest one. Understanding inside what it feels like to be at ease. Balance my relationship with my own husband, and again, only having relationships around me that align by default, without doing much to have it. And business, the main thing really is learning to give myself grace. I am doing the best. I always am. And I don't have to keep doing and forcing, and I don't have to. I am doing my best, and that is always more than good enough. And if I get to only work for an hour or only work for 2 hours a day, and I get to sleep or do whatever I want, or go to the park with my puppies, and go to the beach with you and my puppies, our puppies, okay, you have one too. then that's what it is, and there is no guilt about it, because whatever I force myself to do, it doesn't work. It doesn't work anyway.
Love it.
So yeah, those are the main things.
And again, what a beauty, because the ripple effect. So as she started, we're going to close it out right on the same. She said, I used to be miserable, hence again. And the relationships was, coming from always pleasing other, and the misery was always around, and there was more misery joined, because misery lacks company. And as she feels inside great, she feels about everything better. Now the focus, it's so much easier to focus on your wins, on that greatness of yours. And when you even feel like not so great, right, feel like shit per se, as Lee shared, in the beginning of the process, you really feel like you're absolutely lying if you even say something to yourself as like, no, I am great. Yet once you yourself realize, you really recognize you're not one of slice of pizza at any time, you are whole pizza all the time. Meaning, I am a little bit of bad. I am a little bit of good. I am a little bit of ugly. I am a little bit of lazy and liar. I'm a little bit of raw honesty. I've been it all. We're all been it all. And the more I integrate of those parts, the more I allow them to sit back and chill, the more I can utilize every part of it to be whoever you need to be at any given moment to align fully to your highest timeline, to align to that vision, right? Hence, again, now it's not even so hard. No matter where you're emotionally at the moment, you know it's a transition. You're able to see your power anyways, because you know you're all of it. Can we say, we've been this and we've been that? Yes. Which Lee will support you right now to feel a little more ease? Which Lee right now will open up the doors for you to actually align with that perfect day, for you to align with it? Is the Lee that's gonna just wanna just adopt, I'm lazy and failure and that's about it in the moment? Or you wanna, hey, I'm going through some transition. Things are shifting. Nothing looks like working. I'm not sure what's happening, right? I'm losing it up until now because I don't know what's in a minute. And I've been it all. And I had many experiences that I did not know how I'm going to handle stuff. Yet, when I went out on the other side, I surprised myself. I not only handled it well to survive, I thrived at it. How many times you surprised yourself? How many times you did not know how it's going to end up, and yet it always end up better, even in our worst situations, right? Meaning universe is pulling the carpet out of from your feet, not because it wants you to fall on ass and never get up, because it wants you to fall, and when you get up already on the next level, and you decide whichever way it's going to work. So thank you, Lee, so much as we could share. And again, now you know as well. Like, it seems you share quite a bit, but did we really share a lot, right? Like,
oh my God, a tip of the iceberg.
exactly. And again, when you're going to start fully coaching and fully sharing, like, you want to bring in so much info. You're like, I don't know even where. So, past life, go check it out if you feel called. Lee shares a little bit more of experience. Now you're understanding that the biggest thing with all of your transformation will be you shifting. To see that big shift into your life will be you showing up in the smallest steps, yet consistently committed every single day. So repetition and repetition, right? And maybe again, that day your body is not going to be workout, is going to be, I apologize, I didn't take you to the, I love you. You're the best. It could be just that, yet you show up no matter what. You're getting the understanding that the best way would be to actually already have that vision and continue standing it, because things come up very fast when you're focused on a clear vision, that things are going to start getting in the way. And it's so fun to actually have them right come up, because when you clear it up, you can continue aligning with your vision. When you don't have this kind of goal and you don't have vision, things are just happening and you don't know why they're happening. You're not sure why you're doing things you're doing. You get to the bottom of subconscious, because conscious is 5% and 95% of the rest of your life, from your heart to you breathing right now, your every organ working, it's your subconscious. And subconscious is like a toxic mommy. Really, not their fault. It's fully unconditional love, yet they're loving you from the place where they can, from a survival place, from a protector place. Hence, Lee cannot risk really live her potential, maximum potential, cannot risk get out of the what do you call it, like the frame that everybody's walking, and play with her own frame and create her own stuff. Why? Because the subconscious is holding her safe, making sure that she fits in, because that's the only way for her to feel safe, to fit in, right? So when we uncover all that, we can continue aligning with these goals. So thank you, Lee. Please, what did we need to mention? I think you have a little thing.
Yes. So we have the YouTube playlist for body.
Oh, okay. Just a second. Yes. Thank you so much. That's very important. So if you now still like, I kind of getting it, but I'm not freaking getting it, Roma. Guess what? I created a playlist on YouTube. So there are for you to, what do you call it, like have a taste of it. I will continue creating and I will add more, so it might be more detailed. Yet for now, for you to understand that you get to do some of these rituals either rising or evening, and that's what's going to be pouring into your all four bodies: emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. That's how you expand energy within, expand without. There is a rising ritual. Pick from 1 to 3 videos. It could be 10-minute breath work plus 10-minute meditation. It could be 10-minute breath work, right? And then go to journal. It could be this. Pick an evening playlist. It has, again, hypnosis, meditations. You can do a meditation and then go take a bath with a nice healing frequency, right? So whatever that, there's Merkaba meditations, light body, Maharata, all these stuff. There's some Kundalini maybe as well. Yes. So from quantum leaping meditations to affirmations to some grounding, whatever that is. And then another list is for your body. It's very old of my own videos, yet it supports you. It's from 5 to 7 minutes. Sometimes it's your flexibility, your wrist. Yes, it says body movement, right? Or body flow. You will find this playlist, and you can start even with that, meaning 5-minute body flow, one of my or find something on YouTube, 5-minute yoga exercises today, right? Then go pick meditation, breath work, affirmations, whatever, hypnosis, right? Do one, journal a little bit. Here you go, you started your day. In the evening, sit down, appreciate yourself, play some healing music, play another affirmation, another, whatever that is, maybe a little gratitude as well. Start there. And then if you again feel called, come in on the 29th. We're going to leave the link under and join, sign up for master classes. $33.33. So $33.33 exchange, energy exchange. It is 90 minutes. It will be noon, Tuesday at noon, like we started this live. It will be recorded. So even if you can't show up, you can sign up. You will get recording automatically within 24 hours. It will be sent to you, the link. And then the master class. Bring notebook, bring pen, and let's go through building that, what do you call it, flow. In fact, for the master class, not only we're going to build the flow, I will give you of 30 days shadow work exercises, processes, and questions, right? So as Lee said, one of the beautiful shadow slash self-love work exercise or process is being purely naked in front of a mirror. There are certain questions to ask. There are certain questions to ask when you look into your eyes. There are certain questions to ask when you are observing yourself and your body, right? So beautiful, beautiful stuff comes up. Beings, don't be afraid. Like, we're so powerful. Rightly, like the love that you start feeling for yourself, it just blows your mind. So the playlists are there for you to support, even if you don't jump in on the masterclass on the 29th. Masterclass, it's Transformational Ripple from Your Magnificent Flow. And then the masterclass, you're going to build that magnificent flow. Again, we'll give you some shadow work. Telegram channel is available. Telegram channel is inviting you to go down the rabbit hole. Use your discernment. I share videos from quantum physics to spirituality to all in between, the bad, the great, and the ugly. Fun channel to be on. A lot of health information, lots of health information. Email sign up, please. I don't do marketing email or anything. Last 2 weeks, only one email went out. Actually, yesterday, reminding them of this. No, telling them of this and the masterclass. Yet sometimes I feel like to write. So once in a while, I will talk to you from my heart. And then you will always be updated with what masterclass I'm having, or if I'm coming on live and all these stuff. I'm having some PDF made for these processes as well. So soon they will be available, and so on. Leave some questions if you have. My email as well, you can email to me, is roma@quantumlivinglifestyle.com. So under this live, I will share a link to Linktree, and in the Linktree you'll find email sign up. You'll find Telegram channel. You will find masterclass sign up for the 29th as well. And that's it. Yeah, the masterclass will be awesome because we are getting to the bottom of what not to do. We will share all her stuckness stuff and all, and we'll go on from there. Anything else, baby girl? Please share whatever is coming up. I don't know. You want to tie it up? You want to invite them? Whatever that is.
And nothing to add for this yet. I am very excited for the masterclass. I get to support as staff this time. We're coming full circle. I would love to see anybody who knows me and want to receive support while giving support. That would be amazing. And yeah, I'm excited to share all of the things, kind of give a fast track into all the things I experimented with that worked and didn't work, and give it to everyone else. So
yeah, absolutely. And that's beautiful. That's the beauty. Like some people will say, why coach? And again, the healing, you are the one that doing the healing. And I always tell to everyone of mine, I can support you to open that crack heart open, right? I can support you to like with the energy and a good question that you start pondering. I can support you in being accountable and then shift you. Yet you are the one that gets to expand energy within. You are the one that gets to show up every day. You are the one that gets to stand in the mirror and slowly from the survival, right? From hating, from being in shame, absolutely rising in love with yourself. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Huge, infinite appreciation to anyone that is watching, will be watching. If you love it, please share. If you think there's any tools that maybe your mother or your sister can use as well. And more so, I appreciate your courageous and open hearts. Let's co-create. Let's continue co-create something beautiful. We deserve it. We're all deserve it. We're all deserve to live with ease. Done. We love you. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Lee, for being here as well. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited for Lee to staff and actually start coach. She's good. Ooh, she's good. Now she's good. And I'm already waiting for her to start being better at some things. Her journaling is one of the strongest I ever seen. And her manifesting through her writing blows my mind hardcore. I mean, this girl gives me from 3 to 7 sometimes pages to read. All in the rising. And it's been 2 years now, I will say. And I will say, if you will take majority, I can say not a day was missed. So maybe, you know, again, I remember there was a week, yet in those 2 years, I will say basically not a day missed, right? Amazing and excellence. And I can see whatever she is writing and was, like, we have the results right now. So that's another thing. Thank you for being able to share your profound commitment and your profound experiences. And thank you for being a result for quantum living lifestyle and collecting it, because we're collecting through you as well evidences that it really works. So thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon. But bye-bye. Next Tuesday, 29th, link under. Talk soon. Ask any questions, beautiful beings. If you have any questions, apologies for the internet. Apologies for if we've been stuck. And yeah, we keep figuring